Shit. What it do, baby boo? What it do, everybody? We out here grinding and winding and dealing and trilling. You know what I mean? Keep it trill, baby. We're starting a new session tonight, getting into some little bit of some weeds, see how late we can stay up, fucking around and finding out. You know what it is, baby. I'm gonna post the build up in here shortly in the script and the comments. So give me a second while I do a little bit of typing up over here. And we'll get a bowl loaded and we'll get this party started. Hope everyone's having a good Friday. TGIF, going into the weekend. It is now Saturday, so I hope everyone's having a good motherfucking weekend. There we go. Cool. All right. Update that. Copy that. Go here. Paste that. Click this. Oh my goodness. Why is this so hard to click? There we go. Pin that. Boom. Readdress what's going on with my music. Perfect. All right, now let's get a bowl loaded, baby. Beautiful. Beautiful. Got some nice rain vibes going too down here tonight. Finally, our town is getting some well-deserved hydration. And some, dude, this is the week/weekend. I swear, right when Halloween, literally the day of Halloween, the cold front, the autumn winds blow in and give us a much-needed break from the summer heat. However, that doesn't necessarily always mean that it's cool. Here in Texas, we have a lovely humidity, and it's special. I'll tell you that right now. I also shout out to Fred again. I got his newest mix downloaded and playing right now. It's not fully out, so it's just the bits and pieces right now, but it is balling. All right, let's hit this bitch. Put some in the air, baby. If you got it, you know what it is. Oh yeah. That's the stuff. Oh yeah. I've been also see, now that is something. How much does that do? I'm just trying to min-max this as much as possible. It surprisingly hasn't been easy because this doesn't really tell you all the details. See, and that's 35% more damage. So that's easily the move there. I could even do considered casting here, to be honest with you. But the thing about considered casting makes me nervous is 15% less cast speed. Now, what I need to know is, and this is where I can't figure out, is this is based on a base cast time. Which means that white number is the base. So, there's no way for me to look at that cast time. And let's be real, these are already 15.5 seconds. So I don't think this is necessarily going to be a problem here. I think this is going to be great because this is fire a slow moving projectile moves. The projectile does not hit enemies, but repeatedly discharges bolts of lightning. So those bolts of lightning do 7 to 4, 142. So this isn't a damage dealer. This is solely to just spawn things to spawn on, right? Now, it would be cool if we did get the infusion thing. See, I'm starting to realize now why everybody tries to get this passive up here. This guy. Infusion remnants you create are always a random element. That's actually pretty incredible. Because if I can get 3 of each, the inhibitor becomes a whole different fucking ball game. Because if that's 3 of each, right? 6, 9. That's 9. 9 times 4. That's almost 40% damage. And it counts each infusion, even if it's the same infusion. So like I said, that is 9 times 4. Okay? So it's like, that becomes worth it at that point. But in order for me to get all the way up there, I mean, that is quite literally an adventure. That is so many points. Now, I've been looking at a lot of builds, and a lot of them don't give a fuck about some of the stuff that I have. So it's unfortunate because I do think I have a relatively unique build going on here. So without further ado, let's test this out. I just did purchase this to basically go to +4 instead of +3, and it was 11% increased attack speed, going up to 16. I did dip a little bit in the damage, just ever so slightly, but not enough to really make that much of a difference. Instead, it actually did still improve everything. So, in a day, worth it. Um, Outside of that, I have some options. I have a friend, uh, sometimes pops into the stream actually. He did give me this, excuse me, this one. The advantage being level 20. Oh my god, it cuts it off, you can't see it. Being level 20, that gives us 5 support gem slots. The only downside is the damage overall, but the lightning skills, the +2, like, honestly, I've learned the +4, that goes a long fucking way. So, at least having that as the default, pretty fucking pimpin'. Now, I could technically find a better version of this as well. I'd have to invest in it again, so I'm not really down to do that. But as of right now, I also incorporated the stun charm, so hopefully that will give us a little bit more defense. But, I mean, there's still a lot of room for improvement still, maybe. I don't know how I feel about it. See what happens. I'm still suffering from defense, lack of defense. Personally, I think it's just a lack of armor at this point, because it's physical damage that seems to fuck me up. I just don't know where to get more armor, man. Like, let's be real. Like, I could go full armor boots. You know, like, that's really it. I could get rid of the 20 to strength somehow by making up. Hopefully, I was going to make it up with these rings, and they were going to have plus the strength to them. But that's not really something I'm looking to do right now. So I had to keep that in there. It is what it is. Shit, maybe I could even find a better version of this, but honestly, I doubt it. So, we're rolling with it, baby. At the end of the day, we could also find another better hammer that does just a bit more. Because I think if you're looking for intense physical damage like that, it's going to have that reduced attack speed, from what I can gather. So, we don't want to remove more of that, so we got to get something with attack speed. And that's going to be this guy, but that, I mean, look at what we had to suffer to get this. You know? T7 physical roll? Gross. Absolutely gross. I mean, honestly, this is not very good. I probably should look for something better. Because if we're looking at this here, I mean, the fact that this can go to fucking 589 to 831, good grief. And this having such shitty rolls on it, I mean, I have no divs now, but if we go back to town and just to see, we might find something nice. Today I was fucking with some ideas on skill gems, on which ones to, or not skill gems, support gems, to see which ones would actually, oh my goodness, see? Fire hit damage is gonna fuck me up, man. That's embarrassing. See, and that's... See, I don't even... if anything, it's extra cold. But that's what I'm saying. My cold is all the way up. So it's like, fuck me, man. It literally has to be my armor being so shitty. It's the only thing I can think of. Anyway. The point being... how I just played that where all I'm doing is this, not helping me. As you can see, I'm standing still. I'm even losing health by doing it. My health regen does not provide enough. So that's where Leap Slam really starts to fucking come into play. Because that allows you to get the fuck out of dodge, keep moving. Same with my dodge moves. You see how you can just get stuck, stand still? Nothing kills you more in this game than fucking standing still. You may not even realize you're doing it like I just did now. Or you may not even realize you were doing it before I even switched to this move. I was using Earthquake. And even though Earthquake does move you a little bit, it's not as much as this. And you gotta find something. Oh my god. Or not. Or just teleport back into bullshit. You know, I'm perpetually stuck on level 90 until I can get more defense. Because there's... And see, I'm getting stuck on a goddamn tree right there. Look how much damage that shit does to me. Isn't that crazy? And I'm getting like none of it back. See, the only really shitty thing too is I generate so much infusions, right? And I'm not really utilizing them. If I was to utilize Arc, then, oh my god, these trees I'm getting stuck on like crazy. If I had Arc, then I'd be able to totally utilize it and start getting a huge advantage from it. The only downside is Arc requires more cost for energy, so you're less likely to do your moves more. But not only that, something about it just doesn't seem to help the teleporting. I don't know, it just feels like, even though it's great electric and single target damage, something about it just doesn't feel right. It doesn't have good flow to it. Every build that you see that uses this shit says to use Arc. But I'm telling you, man, something about it just don't, I don't know, they don't hit right. They say hit. Did I miss anything over here? I don't need any of that shit. Oh yeah, I also just remembered a new strat that whenever I'm in any kind of minion area, I need to be doing that so I can get my health back. See, this is the problem. I make builds, I've always said this before, when I do a build, I start from the very beginning as if I'm working towards that endgame build. I'm not like doing an early game leveling build and then switching to an endgame build halfway through or some bullshit. No, my intention is to always at least be pushing in the general direction as much as possible, as close as possible to your endgame build. That way when you get to endgame, right, you're not like, what the fuck is this? I don't know how this works. You already feel comfortable, you already know what kind of techniques work. Now, I play on controller, right, on PlayStation, so I have to kind of always troubleshoot builds, see which moves are going to be the most prominent, you know, what is the most comfortable to do on a controller, type shit. So because of that, I guess I'm realizing now that I kind of make technical builds. And what I mean by technical builds is that, like, in order for them to truly be successful, because I just don't have the fucking money to blow through, I don't craft shit, I don't fucking sit in my hideout just doing sales and shit, right? And I don't have rarity bots or rarity on my characters, so I'm not just living in the dough, you know? But because of that, I resort a lot on dodging technical type things like timing certain abilities correctly so that way you're kind of getting defense from the game without getting a defensive stat. One of the best ways I can describe that is movement speed. Every character should have high movement speed. I don't care what the fucking character is. There should be either the natural high movement speed, or you should have something that allows you to traverse the map efficiently and quickly. And what that allows for is for you to, majority of the time, not ever get hit, even without evasion, solely because your character physically isn't in the same place anymore. See, and that's kind of the advantage of this bullshit, is you're always teleporting. So if you're utilizing the natural movement of your move like this, right? A move like leap to get you out of fucking dodge, or to, you know, get you into places that you can't normally access easily, like stairs and other kind of wall type obstacles. And you utilize dodge, like I was saying, because dodge can be crucial on navigating around corners, resetting your abilities sometimes, cutting off certain abilities, for instance, comboed abilities or abilities that have a final strike. Maybe you don't want to trigger the final strike for some reason, like on my Diablo 2 Amazon build. And so because of that, dodge allows you to cancel. So there's a lot of tech. I maybe need to start emphasizing that a little bit more, because you'll notice, or at least I noticed, to survive a lot more encounters, a lot more maps when I'm quote unquote locked in. And that usually means I'm doing all the things. I'm doing the leap slams, I'm doing the dodges, I'm trying to do specific abilities at certain times instead of just mindlessly just, oh, I'm just gonna do this everywhere. And see, look, I'm already stuck. I'm stuck on this bullshit. So you gotta dodge to get out of it, you know? So you gotta learn stuff like that. Now, my Amazon, on my Valkyrie build, on the row amount, nah. There's a couple technical things you gotta learn on that, but that's pretty much easy sailing. On the other one, dodge is pretty heavy on that one, so you do want to learn some technical, and because I use primal strikes and cancel the final strike, you definitely want to get good at the dodge cancel technique. Alright, enough of me yapping, let's go fuck this boss up. If I can hit him, Jesus Christ. Took a lot longer than I expected. Wonder if it was because of his armor, or if something else that I'm not aware of. Either way, he still died like a bitch without hitting me. Alright, I don't know. None of that looked good. Yeah, if you find myself dying a lot,